Adventures of a Golden Child and His 7.5 Ghosts by My Cheese is Cold. Read by My Lost and Found. 7.5 ghosts plus 1 haunted holder. Summary. That was kinda hot. She's 15! Never mind. Izuku tried to go back to his studies, ignoring the holders. Keyword, tried. Because then his pencil was grabbed by Banjo, and weirdly detailed and good drawings of erect penises were scattered on the page, that he promptly crumpled and threw away. The sports festival was a very exciting opportunity for many. Apparently, the holders thought the same, because after the little Shinso incident, they escaped their little bubble and decided to make Izuku's life a living hell. Izuku really appreciates everything All Might has done for him. He gave him a quirk. In society's eyes, he gave him a purpose. But god fucking damn it, Banjo, please stop drawing penises in his notebook! Who knew 7.5 ghosts could be that fucking irritating? Izuku could barely get any sleep with them blasting old 20s vines. What could a guy who sees dead people do to get some sleep around here? Ever since the sports festival happened and the past One for All users came to his rescue, they wouldn't leave him alone. Turns out, after many, many decades of being ignored and dead, only existing in the vestiges of One for All, they were ecstatic to be seen by a holder. None of the past holders could ever see the leftovers of their spirits, so it was a lot of rock, paper, scissors. Yoshi cheated cause a bunch of commotion. And patty cake. So finally being able to stretch their legs, they've decided to torment Izuku constantly. Izuku's just trying to make it through homeroom. He's thanking whatever god that left the holders here that Aizawa went to sleep and made this a study period because he could not concentrate on a lesson right now. But All Might's weird, shifty spirit was doing wall squats and flexing his muscles. He's so glad that they have some sort of psychic connection, because if he had to verbally reprimand them each time they acted like fucking idiots, he would be getting lots of dirty looks. Midnight came in to drop off some paperwork and, "Shimura, stop drooling over her boobs! That is so impolite! Oh my god, second, stop grinding against her! She's my teacher, god damn it!" Midnight looks over her shoulder, shivers, and walks away, unknowingly walking through the second holder. He knows that they haven't spoken to anyone other than themselves in many years, but holy shit, they're acting like children. And fuck, the All Might Shadow is trimming Ojiro's tail hairs. "Hey Midoriya, what are you staring at?" Mina asks. Well, shit. They must all think he's crazy for staring at nothing for the past couple of minutes. Nothing. Hokage, the fourth, walks up to him frowning. "Stop being so tense. How you gonna be a public figure if your shoulders look as straight as a fucking pole?" He starts massaging his shoulders. And are those essential oils? Where the fuck did he get those when he's been in the Quirk's weird landscape for the past couple of decades? No thanks, fourth. Izuku tries to shrug him off his shoulders as subtly as possible to avoid any dirty looks. He looks around the room for Shimura, only to see her right above Aizawa's sleeping form. "Holy shit, did you just pull his hair?" "I'm bored." Aizawa looked up suddenly, shivering at the cold he felt as he bent upwards, and glared at Izuku. "I don't know what just happened, but I know it's your fault." And Aizawa is sleeping again. Half the class starts laughing until Hagakure starts whining. He turns to see what's the problem and he sees, "What the fuck, third? Put her down now!" Izuku looks frantically between the clothes, recognizes Hagakure, floating 5 feet in the air, and the holder that picked her up. If it's even possible, his shadowy figure gave him puppy eyes. Izuku didn't back off from glaring at what he assumed was their eyes until they gently put her down. That was so weird. Did Uraraka do it unintentionally? I was studying over here. Another conspiracy. Damn it, Todoroki. Do not make this a big deal, or Izuku will have to deal with 7.5 ghosts fucking with you and your conspiracies. That was kind of hot. She's 15! Never mind. Izuku tried to get back to his studies, ignoring the holders. Keyword, tried. Because then his pencil was grabbed by Banjo, and weirdly detailed and good drawings of erect penises were scattered on the page. That was promptly crumpled up and thrown away. Why the fuck can't you go bother All Might? Don't you guys miss him? Nana? Six stood up from where he was drawing a sunflower. Well, technically we could, but it's weird. Like, there's this sort of bond that keeps us here. You're a bit too far away from All Might for us to go. We'd be able to go over and scare him shitless, but we'd be transparent and echoey and shit because we're not near you. Huh. First stepped in. What En's trying to say is that you're our conduit to the living world. The only reason we've stayed in the real world is because of our bond. You're some special holder and got special connections to us somehow. Basically, our bond is being your quirk, and our overall relationship is the only reason we're still here. You're different from us. You're going to get all our quirks as you grow stronger. You're the only one who could ever connect with us. I'm way too fucking sober for this. Yoshi sighs. You and I both know, as your predecessors, we cannot let you fall into alcoholism at 15, kid. Ew, you sound like Aizawa. Get away from me. Fuck you too. Izuku sticks his tongue out, seemingly at nothing, and rolls his eyes, unknowingly baffling the blonde sitting in front of him. He mutters softly, for once in his life, "What the fuck?" When one green bean and his 7.5 ghosts are exorcised, neither parties are pleased. Summary. Izuku is this close to beating Nana into the next world, which is saying something considering she is in the next world. And what the fuck, why am I in a salt circle surrounded by black candles? Demon, I expel you. Tokoyami holds a limited All Might edition figurine. And after Izuku is exorcised, he sure as hell is gonna swipe that. He is not above theft. Around Izuku is Mina, Jiro, Uraraka, Todoroki, Tokoyami, Sero, and Kaminari. Hagakure unfortunately got tied to a pole in the training room. Guys, what the hell? Let it be said that Izuku did not ask to be haunted by 7.5 ghosts, who were oddly insistent on the idea of him getting some steamy movies to watch while he does his engineering work. He thought he would have gotten this situation under control by December. It's been nearly 7 months since these whiny, and quite frankly horny, spirits awoke, and they're still going strong. He was specifically dreading the idea of having to celebrate Halloween with actual dead people. It's just weird to watch Casper knowing he was hanging out with 7 of them. Thankfully, Jiro is polite enough not to point out how he cringes when he sees ghost decor around the dorms. It was the 30th of October, and the ghosts of One for All seemed to be getting more and more restless, which is not doing anything to soothe his feeling of impending doom. Aren't y'all excited for tomorrow? Y'all, I know you're dead, but I didn't take you for a cowboy. Banjo was promptly bashed over the head by Nana. I understand that it's some weird holiday for you dead people, but can you please shut the fuck up so I can study? Just because you guys never got a proper education doesn't mean you have to sabotage mine. Izuku glares at the yellow shadow figure. Does anyone else think that there's something off about Midoriya right now? Kaminari mentioned, while half-heartedly filing his hot pink nails. Deku seems to be talking to himself more often, actually. There's also that one weird time something pulled Aizawa's hair, or when Hagakure was levitated into the air for literally no reason. Uraraka thought over any other weird behavior Izuku displayed, while Ida attempted to scold the class for talking about their friend behind his back, which was a fruitless endeavor because they would most definitely talk about him no matter what he said. Jiro raised her head in interest. If it helps you guys out, I've been hearing some weird voices around him all day. When basically everyone who was mildly interested in this peculiar situation exploded into yells, she raised her hand and rudely gestured to them kindly to shut the fuck up. If you guys would shut up for like 2 seconds, a pointed look at Sero and Kaminari, I would tell you guys what conversations I've overheard. Of course, Mina can't just let such a juicy piece of gossip go. So she does the most sensible thing here and whines until Jiro complies. So, I hear these ghosts around him, always a certain distance away from him. From the way they talk, there's about 7 to 8 of them, but only 5 of them talk. Most seem to be middle-aged men, other than a feminine voice among them. They whine about each other and about the void and some underground boogeyman. I'm also like 70% sure that they all share the position of Midoriya's dad. Tokoyami's head shifts up from a perch on a stool. Where did that come from? Surrounded by ravens. Eccentric much? Now that you have mentioned it, I've sensed something rather abnormal about Midoriya's aura. It's surrounded by death, but oddly enough, not dark. I have always felt as though he was being weighed down by some sort of spirits, but it's rather bizarre to imagine him being haunted by 7 unearthly beings. Though, surprisingly, it is to be expected with him. You never know what he will give you next. So Midoriya is being haunted by evil spirits? We have to help him! Hagakure, a victim of the unusual events surrounding Midoriya, is very interested in what exactly is happening to him. I never said evil. So, we all agree that Deku needs help to escape his 7 sinister spirits. Wait, that's a really good movie name. Uraraka cuts herself off with a cough. If anybody is in need of someone to perform an exorcism, I will be in my dorm. Tokoyami disappears into the shadows and likely reappears somewhere in hell. Yeah, Yorozu could probably provide any materials that we need, and Tokoyami could help us with the ghosts. We're all set! Mina nearly bangs her head into a wall with her body movement. Whoever said we needed an exorcism? What if they're nice ghosts? Shut up, Prissy Pants. Of course we need it. Do you really expect us to make him tolerate any more ghosts whispering in his ear for longer than necessary? Yorozu shook her head. I'll prepare the setup. It'll be so cute! And that's why I think you should take us to a strip club. Hokage? What the fuck? I'm 15. How in the ever-loving fuck do you expect me to get access to a strip club? And even if I did, I would not bring your annoying asses. Hey, my ass may be annoying, but it's perky as fuck. No. Say my ass is perky, you dick. No! Do it! Nana, shut up! I will not say your ass is perky, you old geezer. Izuku is this close to beating Nana into the next world, which is saying something considering she is in the next world. And what the fuck? Why am I standing in a salt circle surrounded by black candles? Demon, I expel you. Tokoyami holds a limited edition All Might figurine. And after Izuku is exorcised, he is sure as hell gonna swipe that. He is not above theft. Around Izuku is Mina, Jiro, Uraraka, Todoroki, Tokoyami, Sero, and Kaminari. Hagakure unfortunately got tied to a pole in the training room. Guys, what the hell? I'm so sorry, Deku. We can't let you suffer anymore. These demons are influencing you. Laughter erupts from Izuku, and Uraraka is positive it's the demons in his body, growing near hysterical. You are all so fucking stupid. You know that, right? Izuku's giggles border on manic, but when Tokoyami chants some undecipherable phrases, his expression drops. He can no longer see or hear the other holders, but he feels hundreds of pounds heavier, and oh, there's a crater in the floor. Tokoyami can repair that. Izuku's eyes glow pure white, and he begins frothing from the mouth, which surely means the exorcism is working, right? Well, maybe not, because all of a sudden, 7.5 voices overlap and speak, words that sound far too ancient for the face that shouted them. Give up now, and perhaps you will not forfeit your life. It is useless to attempt to exorcise us, foolish mortals. 9 is as much as ours as we are his, and we do not abandon our kin. The work of a weak and unprofessional witch is nothing in comparison to the power that has been in this works for 9 generations. You young children are very audacious to believe you have the power to defeat me, with no past experience, and on All Hallows Eve no less, when the veil between the living and the dead is the thinnest it has been all year. I wish you luck, for you will not get any mercy from me. Izuku lifts from the ground, and everything in his circle of salt seems to defy gravity. His mouth is severely foaming, and he seems unnaturally pale. But he still manages to look powerful enough to kill us with a single glance. But the most horrifying part is the red that bleeds into the white glow of his eyes. Tokoyami finishes his chant, conjoining hands with the circle of students, and Izuku suddenly drops. Fuck, we gave him a concussion. Recovery girl is gonna kill us. Kaminari breaks the circle of salt and picks up Midoriya to inspect where his head collided with the edge of the crater. I think we fixed him. Uraraka suddenly grins. Cocktails? Sero cheers. Cocktails! Nearly everyone replies. The only ones left are Jiro, Tokoyami, and Todoroki. But wait. And Tokoyami disappears to hell again. I feel greatly relieved by the results of this exorcism. Alas, this adventure is far from over. We must fight for Izuku. Yeah, sure, bud. Jiro pats his shoulder while he takes a complimentary exorcism pamphlet and walks out of the room. You dumb fucking bastard. I know you're awake, you little shit. I can hear you breathing, not to mention your annoying-ass 7.5 ghosts. You knew? I wish I didn't have to listen to the amount of perverted comments those horny ghosts direct at the teachers. If you knew, why in the fuckballs did you let them exorcise me? That shit hurt. I was bored, to be honest. The ghostly group, as they call themselves, can sleep peacefully, knowing they've saved Izuku from his wicked ghosts. Except they're right here during English and won't shut the fuck up. I will not use I have a huge cock as an example. Did you lose a couple of brain cells during that exorcism, or are you naturally a dumbass? And didn't offer his help again.